One of my goals in 2025 is to review more books. So we're going to start off strong with the first book that I finished this year, which is The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi by S.A. Chakraborty. This is set around the medieval Indian Ocean, and we follow Amina al-Sirafi, who is a retired pirate, and she now has a daughter, and she's sort of settled down in this reclusive area until she gets contracted for one last job to help her ex crew member's family. So she gets some of her old crew back together and they have one last adventure. And this was really fun. I think that's kind of what sums up this book, just fun. I read a lot of heavy books, a lot of sad books. You can probably tell that from my top 10 reads and this story graph statistics that I'll have up. But yeah, I read a lot of dark books and this was quite a nice change. It does have commentary and things like that, of course. I just had a lot of fun reading it and it's definitely got me back into that fantasy kind of quest-like story. I especially love the crew's dynamic. It was so fun to see them together and also follow Amina herself. It's kind of nice to follow an older woman as well. I really liked the plot. I was entertained the whole time. The first half is a bit slower as she's kind of getting all her old crew back together, and then the last part of the book is very action paced. There's a lot going on, the stakes kind of are getting higher and higher. I also really like the historical setting as well. You can tell the author did a lot of research, and she kind of talks in her author's note about all the research that she did, everything that she kind of consulted, all the sources and things like that, and it definitely shows in the story. The setting is very rich and full of life, and that's just another thing that I really liked about it. This is definitely my sign to just pick up the books that I really want to read. I've been wanting to get a copy of this since it first came out, but I kind of put it off at first and was waiting for the paperback copy, and then I just kind of forgot about it, so I'm really glad that I've finally read it, finally caught up with everyone else who's saying how great it is, and S.A. Chakraborty is definitely becoming a favourite author of mine since I loved her other series. So yeah, that's what I thought about The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi. Let me know if you've read this book and what you thought, if you've read her other works, and if you've ever read any pirate stories.